A little bit of garlic, and then all of that goes in the food processor, and you puree it up with some a little bit of vinegar and olive oil, and it's just amazing sauce. You can put you can use on anything, bread, tortillas, whatever you want. But what it's most known for, as far as I know, is in the springtime when the spring onions are harvested. In Spain, they'll be roasting spring onions literally on the streets over fires, and then they'll wrap them up in newspaper, steam them, and then you'll dip the spring onion in Romesco and eat the onion right off the street. And that is something that kids will actually fight over. Kids fighting over onions. I've never heard that before, but it actually happens in Spain.
That's amazing. And Gerard, did you just use bottled roasted red peppers, or did you roast those peppers yourself?
Well, I quasi roasted them. I sliced them up and I seared them in my pan just now, and I threw them in the Cuisinart and processed them.
Again, you did not you didn't skin them.
No. Seed them?
Skin. You didn't.
No, I did not. No, it's not necessary. No, they weren't blistered or anything. I just pan fried them, turned and burned, and then and threw them in the processor.
Wonderful.
We use the sauce. We use it for it can be, you can bake some fish and put it on fish. You can dip shrimp in it. Like I said, dip the onions in it. It's got many uses, and it's a fantastic sauce. It's really good. I really like it a lot.
Do you use a sherry vinegar when you use an oil and vinegar to give it some sharpness?
This one has red wine vinegar. Well, again, that's the recipe. You can always deviate from it, but it's a red wine vinegar. Smoked paprika. We put that in as well, and olive oil. So I'll make it up real quick. Should we do it?
Yeah.
Okay. So again, all this is already processed, so I'm just going to dump this in. So here goes the roasted peppers.
You know, on the Food Network, they fold things in, Gerard. They don't dump anything. They fold them in, Gerard.
Well, okay. The only reason I'm going to dump it all in or fold it in is the tomatoes are still kind of chunky, and I usually put Romesco in a squeeze bottle because we use it for doing tapas and stuff. And I don't like it when there's chunks of garlic or anything that's going to clog up the fitment. So I'll put it in the processor so it comes out more delicately. Otherwise, you could fold it in. You could have a chunky style, but like Romesco, there's many interpretations of it. You could have it thick like a salsa and use it with chips if you want to. It's that kind of a sauce.
Cool. So is that one of your professional tips, to put it in a squeeze bottle?
Yeah, that's right. Everything. I'm going to put paella in a squeeze bottle soon. Okay, so now we're going to put in the garlic, the breadcrumbs, and let me get where's my red wine vinegar? There we go. And then we're going to just process that up. The nuts.
And what kind of nuts are those again? Hazelnuts?
Toasted hazelnuts and almonds. The almonds I got yesterday, that were used for both the salad and for the Romesco, I got from Miracle Plum as well.
Wonderful.
I had quite a mini shopping spree over there. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty special store. It's hard not to.
It's super special. I actually told the girls I was embarrassed that I had not been in there yet. Exactly. And I thanked Gretchen for driving me to go in there. So, okay, all of our stuff is in there. We're going to turn this on for a second, pulse it up a little bit.
Gwen and Sallie, what do you think the most unusual item you have in your store is? Well, he's pulsing. Oh, come on. It's the Champagne Club, ladies. Is it not the saber? Sherry, they have got a massive, beautiful, what is it? I mean, it's made of wood and.
It is. It's a wood demonstrate saber.
Wow, I want to see that.
To a celebration or scene, you know, on chef's table when you can open up a bottle of champagne.
Yeah.
seam on the bottle.
Yep.
You really confidently swing like you're swinging a golf club with a chef's knife. Oftentimes, you may try this at your own risk, be able to knock the top off.
Right.
Wow.
Savor champagne. I'm just gonna give a rough demonstration.
Oh, good.
Not gonna do it, but this is a very beautiful bottle of a champagne, biodynamic champagne. This is the saber. There's a little piece of metal in there, and you just
Wow.
Wow.
pull those off. It's a very fun party trick.
That is. And is that made locally, that saber? Is it made?
Made by our friend Kelly Cowan.
Oh, very cool. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
That would be an amazing Father's Day gift, actually. That it really would.
My
Yeah.
son's getting married in the near future, and I plan on perfecting the mood for the reception.
I'm sorry?
My son's getting married in the near future, and I plan on perfecting the mood for the reception.
Perfect.
You got to nail it. You got to nail
Yeah.
it.
One of our guests shared this one.
Folks first and hang out in the backyard and try it. Somebody wants one.
Okay.
So-
So the Romesco sauce, I've made this before without the stale bread, and it comes out really good. But what I didn't realize is the bread acts as a binder for if you dip something in the Romesco. If you were to dip the onion or the shrimp in the Romesco without the bread being mixed in as a component, nothing it would adhere to the thing you dip in, and it just pulls back out of the Romesco. But with the bread, it actually acts like a glue, and if you dip something in there, the actual sauce will stick to it. So I didn't know that. Funny little factoid.
You know, when I
So,
was, Gerard, when I was
Yeah.
doing a little bit of research, some people are allergic to nuts. And
Yes.
so some of the things I saw where people were saying, you might not be allergic to a pine nut, which is more of a seed. So that's one option. But if you are, then kind of double up on the bread to take the place of the nuts.
oh, there you go. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
So these, it seems like every week when we do this class, this little show, there's chaos around my house. Last week there was what I thought was a rabid skunk.
Right, your
Yeah.
rabbit skunk.
Well, okay, so the skunk ended up not being rabid.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So Fish and Game came and got it and said it wasn't rabid. And my cat was fine. I got back from the vet, and the cat did an overnight at the vet, and it was fine. Today, as I was toasting these spring onions, our neighbor was a rancher, was doing high weed mowing and started a fire.
Oh,
And
great.
I had these roasting on my barbecue outside, and the fire department drove by, skidded to a stop, and came back up thinking this was where the fire was.
Oh,
So anyway, I said no, it was down there, but it all went out.
that is some
okay.
rural living for you, I have to say.
That's how it is out here, Gretchen. It's wild.
Well,
Yeah.
and we also know that the fire department always loves your food.
They do. They really do.
all
They're good
over.
supporters.
Yep, absolutely.
In fact, we chatted for a few minutes at the gate, and he said, "I got to go. There's a fire to put out."
Exactly.
So they tried
Okay.
it first.
So, yeah. So spring onions. These are wonderful. So I roasted them off a little bit outside, and then all you do with these things is you bite off the root end and exposes this sweet end. That's what dips in the Romesco.
Oh, man. Yes. That looks delicious. I would fight a Spanish child for that. Absolutely.
Oh, I would too. I would take them down. That is so good. That combination is crazy. I absolutely love it. I really got into cooking onions when I was in Spain. They'll literally take a whole onion and throw it in a fire, and just burn. The outside is completely black. They'll pull it out. They'll take off all the charred outside. They'll take the sweet steamed onion, the inner core, put it on a plate. They'll mash it up and then put some olive oil and salt on it, and they'll just eat that. And I swear, I thought these guys are nuts. When I tried it, I couldn't believe how good it was. It was totally amazing. So this is a great, easy appetizer. I love it, and it's just the combination of Romesco and onion is the same as as the St. George and Miracle Plum Quince jelly. It's like a perfect mating. So.
But you can also eat the Romesco on crackers or toast too. I mean, it is
anything.
It is.
I have it on fish. When we do catering events, we offer this with whole roasted shrimp, and it's fantastic. It's really, really good. It's really versatile, super yummy, and really amazingly easy to make. So
that's wild. That's wild.
Okay, so that's that one. Any questions? Anybody emailing any questions?
I don't think so. I think
I
think people were liking the wine club and whatnot. But one story about the firemen. Do you remember at World Maker Faire in New York? The way it actually took place at the New York Hall of Science, which was the route where the fire department and the police department went through. We had opened the show, and one time, this is a crazy story. The fire trucks were coming in, and we're like, "Oh no!" If you're a show producer, you're like, "This isn't a good sign."
Yeah.
They were just coming in to get Gerard's paella. In the middle of the show, they brought in their fire, pulled it in, right, and they all
it was great.
And got paella. So I have to say, there is you and firemen are connected.
That's funny.
Yeah, no, there was Sherry. There was so many good memories from all the Maker Fairs. I can't even begin to count how many there are.
Yeah,
it's just amazing, amazing show.
Yeah, this year is the 15th anniversary. If it would have happened, and it's the 50th anniversary of Earth Day, so we launched it. 15 years ago. But anyway,
amazing.
I have to say, it's one of the nice things about Facebook is that it serves up Maker Faire memories right now, because we would be doing Maker Faire in San Mateo. For those who don't know, Maker Faire is it's the world's largest show and tell fair. It's a celebration of arts and crafts, physics and fire. It's like Burning Man with your clothes on and your head straight during the day.
Oh, crazy. It's like Coachella for nerds.
Right, and the three of us, Sherry co-founded it. Gerard was the mainstay cook who kicked it off with the makers on Friday night. So we did it on Saturday and Sunday in San Mateo in May, and we filled the event center, and then we would do it in September, October at the New York Hall of Science, and get 180,000 people over the course of a weekend. It was an extraordinary event. It really bonded us, I think. So that's a lot of what
amazing
still comes from that.
Anyway,
amazing event.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going freestyle. I'm going rogue.
With what?
Maybe we should. Well, maybe Gerard, while you're doing that, maybe we should have Sallie and Gwen give us a little tour. And I mean, you haven't been in Santa Rosa that long, but how did you two come together, and what's the background on even the name Miracle Plum?
Good question.
Well, we've both been in Santa Rosa our whole lives and have been friends for I don't know, a decade or so, and always really connected over food.
Mm-hmm.
So when this weird 100-year-old building that's stuck between two modern buildings was going to be available to rent, I texted Sallie, I have this crazy idea, and she said yes. And so in August, we'll have been open for 2 years.
Yay.
So we are still a baby business, and we're just growing into the space, doing all kinds of different things. Of course, we mentioned the wine. We didn't open with our wine license. That came later. And we were doing lots of events. We've switched gears, have done a couple Zoom wine tastings and things like that. But yeah, still open and doing lots of online orders, and people can still come.
Not just open. You're not just open. You're very open.
Yeah, their sign outside says "very open." The thing about Miracle,
I love it,
is that the space that you occupy has often been the launching pad for great businesses in Santa Rosa. It is the kind of place, if you don't know that you need to park now, you're going to get on the freeway by accident. So it's you have to seek it. And when why is it called Miracle Plum?
Well, you want me to take that one? Sure. Okay, so being kind of hometown daughters, we have big plans and certainly hope that, perhaps this won't be the only location in the
Sure.
Oops.
It seemed important to either name it after a Patti Smith song or
Naturally, it's either Patti Smith or Luther Burbank. Is that what you said? That's great. Jesus died for somebody's sins, but not Miracle Plum.
Yeah. So we decided to hold off on the Patti Smith song and sort of do a quiet nod to our hometown, since the first location is here in our hometown.
Wonderful.
If you grew up here in town, you grew up driving down Burbank Avenue or learning about Luther Burbank in your childhood education in elementary school, or taking a field trip to the gardens, or, you know, it's just everywhere. It's everywhere.
Yeah.
So he's everywhere. So it's, and really the foundation of his work was in agriculture, which is really why we're here too.
Mhm.
Products that are grown from earth.
Yeah.
He created so many different species.
Yeah.
And Miracle Plum was a plum that didn't have a pit. So it was a cross between a French prune plum and a French wild plum.
Wow.
And it was made around the same time the building was built, the plum was sort of patented. And it just seemed like the name stuck from London. It's a name that can travel. It's a name that's a bit of Sonoma County and here. And, you know, being in business, it's all going to take a miracle. So,
Yeah, it sure is.
For sure.
Wow, that's a great story. I didn't realize, is the Miracle Plum still being grown?
it's really been lost until we found it and polished it up. But we did a lot of research. Our specialty is like finding old, unloved buildings, apparently, and doing a lot of research about them and about our name. We love that kind of history behind things. And so it sounds like there is a tree in Oregon. We have yet to take a road trip to visit it, but and there's probably a lot more across the U.S., but by and large, there are not very many of them. I believe it was a grafted plum. You know, there's no pit, there's no seed to fall and create plums all over the place.
Well, we can all see each other again. Would that not be an amazing trip to like rent a bus and go up to see the Miracle Plum and then just move the whole way up? That would be so fun. Yeah.
I'll just quickly take my laptop around the store. Sallie can kind of point things out, but
all right, so this is our pantry section, and we do have items that are unusual, but we have a lot of regular items as well. So we have bulk rice, we have pastas, we have spices. A lot of them are ones that you might see other locations, but you know, the burlap and barrel and the diaspora is pretty special to us. They're real high quality. They're young purveyors who care a lot about where their spices come from and the supply chain. So paying farmers a fair wage and getting them into shops across the U.S.
Woman-owned company too, isn't it? It's a woman-owned company?
Diaspora is, yeah. Sana is, she's like 27. She's amazing. She's like an incredible human being. It was really important to her. She grew up in Mumbai. She lives in Oakland, and it was really important to her to do things like create insurance for her farmers and pay them a living wage. And she just saw like a discrepancy in the supply chain and how farmers were getting paid in her home country. So she's taken matters into her own hands. She's amazing. Her business has grown. She's wonderful. And we're excited to say that her new harvest is coming in. So we'll be fully stocked. We're kind of out of a lot of the diaspora spices right now because they sell so well and they're so, you know, she's like, spices are a plant. They have a life. Yeah. They're not made to be in a jar indefinitely in a warehouse before they get into the so, they definitely can alter the way that you cook because they're so flavorful. Once again, I like the flavors. And then we also have a soft spot for home care and personal items. So we have great soaps. We have an employee,
Darcy, yay! Darcy's the best. She's making the wine look really good right now.
This is where you find a lot of the more common things. This is our cold case. We have Strauss organic milk. We have, you know, Coke, Mexican Coke. I love a good Mexican Coke on a hot summer day. We have local, all of our produce is highly seasonal. We get a lot of phone calls for like, do you guys have tomatoes right now? And we're just dealing with really local farmers. So our produce
you have tomatoes, that allium mayonnaise you carry is going to be amazing with those. And you made me a convert for life. That's an extraordinary stuff.
No, like I eat that by the spoon at my kitchen sink. We've really beefed up our frozen section. We have bone broth, bacon, beautiful, beautiful sausages from Canteen Meat, Liberty Duck Farms, breasts and legs, by 2x popsicles, which are great. Today, the big seller has been wine and popsicles for the partnership. Something about those, it's funny to watch these trends. Like one day it's wine and popsicles, another day people are just buying St. George cheese. You never know. And the cookies and cream gelato is really epic. If you grew up like late 80s, early 90s, I highly recommend it. And then wine department. And then we're suckers for printed cookbooks. So we have a cookbook department that waxes and wanes. It looks like there was a lot of cookbook sales this week. We'll be making a nice big order, but yeah, we kind of keep our eyes out for old favorites and what new titles are coming on into the shop.
A cookbook club as well.
Yeah, we have a cookbook club. Well, in the best of times, we have a cookbook club where we pick a cookbook about every 3 to 4 months and encourage people to get their hands on it. And then we meet back here at the space for a dinner party where everybody brings something from the book to share for the meal. We don't dictate it. We're all adults. If everybody brings cookies, then we're all going to eat cookies for dinner. That'll be fine. Yeah. But it's kind of a magical thing that happens. There's a lot of variety always because the cookbooks usually have a lot of variety. Yeah. So that's old right now. We're looking at restructuring that and relaunching it. We've got some really good ideas, so stay tuned for that.
Well, I have a question. You mentioned people are shopping with you now. How are they shopping? Are they?
Well, we've stayed open the whole time. We've been considered sort of an essential business.
Okay.
So when people come in, we are ready to greet them warmly, but let them know that it's kind of like Nordstrom's. We're your personal shopper right now. So you can cruise the whole space. You can walk around the whole entire store, but let us kind of pick the items off the shelves and answer any questions that you have and pricing. If you have a price question or an ingredients questions, we all know all the supplies. So just be sure to ask us. And that's gone over really well. I think people have been really appreciative of having kind of a neighborhood market where they can get like Strauss milk or Coastal Hills Farms eggs and, still feel taken care of at this time. So we have a lot of
I can attest to that. It happened to me yesterday there.
That's good.
Hopefully we were warm about it. We try to be really friendly and be like, hey, welcome in. So don't touch anything.
You guys,
so you all the touching.
Of course, we also have our online shop and you can call in and we take orders over the phone if you want to just do curbside pickup.
Yeah. So we're doing a lot of curbside and luckily for us at this time, in January, we took on the really big project of restructuring our website and actually building it out with pretty much all of our non-perishable items. So it's pretty thorough and we've been shipping boxes all over the country. So we're so grateful that that's probably why we're still here and standing and have the wherewithal to take on that task.
That's great.
That's great. And I actually noticed like when you joined us too, you had your mask. So you're really taking cleanliness and safety and wearing all the PPE and whatnot seriously. And I think that's a major, major benefit for many people. So thank you guys for doing that.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for showing us the store.
Yeah, thanks.
Awesome. What a treat.
The store is definitely very cool. And I can attest to that it's really thoughtfully stocked. The dried mushroom section was totally awesome. There's lots of cool stuff there. And yeah, there are a couple of pros. It's a really neat spot, and it's really it's like an educational culinary journey going in there. I mean, I was really pleasantly surprised. It was really totally cool, and I'm glad you did the tour just now, and we're so talkative with it because afterwards yesterday, Gretchen and Sherry and myself were not even sure.
We were what?
Did we hear that?
No, I didn't. What did you say?
I said yesterday, that was a nice tour she just did. It was really sweet. And she was very talkative. And I said, yesterday, after we all spoke, we weren't sure if Gwen and Sallie even liked us because they didn't talk that much.
That's silly. It's hard to get it edgewise between you and me, Gerard.
Okay, so we just, while you guys are doing the store tour, I quickly made the dressing, and we used an apple cider vinegar from the store yesterday. and it's a simple vinaigrette that we made that we published. And here's the salad. It's a butter leaf salad, the spiced almonds from the store, point raised blue cheese, some sliced apples, and it's just a very light, crisp, yummy salad. And that's it. That's all of our goodies today.
That's our favorite salad. Absolute favorite.
It's
salad.
such a good salad. It's really, really good.
What kinds of lettuces do you use? Butter lettuces for it, or typically?
This is all butter lettuce on this one. I like it because it's got that crunch and crispness to it, but nice moisture content. So it's really good. And the apples, I use Granny Smith's, and there's just a lot of good flavors going on there. It's really tasty. I'm tempted to use put some of this on top of it because this is my new favorite thing right now. But we'll see.
But that's all the nuts already. And did you toast the nuts in a skillet and put the Espelette on top, or how did you handle the nuts?
Toasted the nuts, and I put a tiny bit of olive oil in there, but I mean just the tiniest amount. I was trying to get some oil out of the nuts, but there wasn't much coming out, so I throw a little olive oil in there, and I put the Espelette right on it, and then threw the nuts together like that.
And then do you just chop them roughly, or do you keep them whole?
Chop them, rough chop.
And the point raised blue, and then for the salad dressing, do you think it's important how the dressing gets built? Like I have this French vinaigrette that was taught to me as a teenager where I feel like if I don't put the mustard in the bowl first, everything's going to go to hell. That it's got to be built a certain way in order to get the lusciousness of the, how did you build this? Did you do it in the jar then?
I did it in the jar with a hand mixer.
Okay. And
it's got creaminess. It came out really nice.
Gorgeous.
I just put the olive oil last.
Why is it emulsified?
Why is it? I like emulsified dressings. I emulsified it. It doesn't have to be, but I emulsified it because I put in the oregano was whole leaf. The shallots were still roughly chopped, so now it's fairly fine. Again, through a squeeze bottle, man. You know how I roll.
Exactly. No, I guess sometimes an egg yolk will be used to emulsify, or like the mustard will help to emulsify, or
yeah.
This is just the oil. And you're using traditional olive oil for this as well, not the grapeseed or something else?
No, I like grapeseed oil as well. And normally it's a sherry vinegar, but I wanted to use what they had at the store, and so we did the apple cider vinegar they had.
Lovely.
And it's really tasty. It's a really, really nice salad. I'm really happy with it. I'm actually happy with everything. I love this. This is really good. I actually like this better than Membrillo because it spreads so easily. This is really nice. This is not your byproduct. This is your product.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Well, this is the salad.
All good stuff, man. I love this.
This is a salad you make at the restaurant, right? And this is really a stalwart salad,
yes.
Sonoma Salad. And now you're open from 3.
It was our most popular salad for sure.
Oh, I love it. And you're open from 3 to 6, is that right? Or from when to when now for takeout, or?
Just deliveries. But on Friday, we're doing a little vote with the city on how we're gonna, what we're gonna do as far as possibly closing down 4th Street and doing al fresco dining. I'm really hoping we're gonna go al fresco, and it's gonna be really nice. And it could be nice for everybody, not just restaurants, but shops, everybody, music. It could be a real transformation, a real
absolutely, a real
phoenix from the ashes, because this is a shit show right now with what's going on, and to have something new coming out, really fresh and really fun and nice, and get community going again, is really important.
How can we support it? Is there something we should be doing, letting our voices be known?
We'll know after Friday. We're going to vote on it, and there's some people that aren't unsure about it, so we're all going to talk on Friday and figure out how we can make it so it's a smooth transition if we go that route. A lot of places are doing it, and it's proving to be very successful. A good model that's always worked is like the Wednesday night market, and that proves that whole al fresco scene is what people want. Yeah. That market is fantastic. There's no issues with crime. There's no issues with anything. It's just a great social scene, and everybody's showing off their wares and selling stuff and having a nice time. And I think Santa Rosa is perfect for that. And 4th Street especially, with no curbs or anything, it's easy to walk from side to the street, other side of the street, and nothing to trip over. Like I said, going in the middle of the street and seeing the awesome buildings. The buildings are actually pretty cool when you get in the street and look up. It's pretty neat. So we'll see what happens. But fingers are crossed that it's all going to work out and things just keep moving forward slowly.
Sure. I mean, that's becoming more and more popular. I know Berkeley's talking about doing it. We were talking last week about Lithuania doing it. I mean, and with the good weather coming, and we are all so anxious to be with one another. It's really been so interesting what we miss. So much.
Yeah, there's no reason not to do it. It's a perfect situation. So I personally don't want to be inside in a restaurant right now. But if I can sit outside and support a local restaurant, I'm over it 100%. No problem.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that was really nice. That was awesome, man. This is my favorite one yet.
It was a
It was
treat.
really good.
Well, it's nice to
Yeah, it was
meet
really good.
Gwen and Sallie, and I think Miracle Plum will be on everybody's list now. I mean, we were kind of
They
talking
should.
about, Traverso's used to be downtown and gave you a little bit, kind of more old school specialty items, but you guys have really dialed it into things that we all want, especially for home.
There's a little I gleaned a little anecdote from Glenn yesterday of Traverso's. Do you want to say it?
Oh.
I remember what it was.
That you and your dad used to go there when you were little.
That was me. Yeah, that was me. Saturday mornings, my dad and I used to go.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah.
It was a wonderful store. But you
Amazing
really
store.
fill that void of being downtown and being able to grab a bottle of wine on the way home, or a piece of cheese, or, oh shucks, I want to make a salad tonight, I'm going to go get lettuce, just to be able to buy fresh produce.
Yep.
As well as other fresh comestibles, as well as gifts. By the way, we didn't even get into that whole side of things, but they've got beautiful ceramics and cards and things as well too. Wonderful gifts.
Oh yeah, they've got really cool stuff in there. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Highly recommend it.
Okay.
Well, thank you, Gerard. So now you're delivery only. Now we don't go pick up from you right now. You deliver only.
No, pick up and delivery. We're doing free deliveries for people that are compromised, for anybody that has a health condition, or they're just old and don't want to leave their house and call us and say, I don't want to go anywhere. We'll deliver to you for free. But if you're willing and able, come on down and we'll greet you with a smiling face behind a hidden mask, and yeah, we've got all kinds of cool stuff going on. We're actually also, hold tight for a second.
Yeah.
Wait for it.
We just got new containers. This isn't the best photo, but we got new oven-proof containers where we do take and bake paellas now too.
Perfect. That's great.
So that's not the prettiest one, but it's an experiment right now, and it's working fantastic. So we're really happy with that.
That's great.
And Gerard, you're doing, I know you've been at the Petaluma Farmers Market. What are your plans outside of the store?
We're gonna do Occidental Market starting up here pretty soon.
Good. I'm glad it's
And then we'll do what?
I know there was a problem with it last year. Wasn't there? I was worried that it wasn't going to come back. Or?
No, it came
Oh
back.
no, it's come back. It came back, yeah. But now we're doing Occidental Farmers Market, which is gonna be a smaller style market, but that town it's a great little town, and they love their market. And so we're gonna be doing that one. And things are gonna be opening up here and there. I don't know when Sonoma's going to happen, but Santa Rosa is going to happen, and this thing is starting to open up. We're just trying to do everything in a responsible way, and so far it's working. The Petaluma Market reminds me of when the Occidental Market first started, and it's a very small market. It's at Walnut Park, and it's only about, I think, a dozen or maybe 18 vendors, maybe max. But they have all the key vendors, which is really cool. They have people with like a woodworking guy, they have a bread guy, they have prepared foods, they have fruits and vegetables and all that kind of stuff. So for a very small market, you can actually get all your stuff at the one market, which is really, really cool. The only thing they don't have is a fishmonger, but there's not enough support yet to have a fishmonger out there. But it's a sweet little market. I really like it. And it's in a park, Walnut Park. It's really pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been around for a long time. I took my kids when they were kids.
It's a great little market.
Yeah. I have to say, farmers markets are really a highlight right now. They're pretty much the only social thing around that you can do where you run into people.
Restaurants, town squares, and farmers markets, they're the original Facebook. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. I mean, that's where we go. That's what we do. So
yeah. That's for sure. Well, I think what's most important now is to support our restaurants, support our local purveyors like Miracle Plum, because those are really the things that are going to keep us going, and it's really hard now. So for all my friends in the restaurant world, whatever you can do to take out, do it, and give these folks a shot, because it's not easy. It's not easy for anyone.
It's not. I can tell you right now that this looks all fine and dandy what we're doing, but I haven't slept that much. It's been, there's a lot of worries on my plate, and there's a lot of worries on all hospitality workers' plates right now. It's just, that's the nature of the beast right now. This is really a tough time, straight up, you know. So we're trying to make it work, but it's hard.
Business like yours and like Miracle Plum and other local businesses are what create the character of our towns, help make our areas worth living in, bring us together and create a character that is representative, you know, that we can carry with us. So good on you.
Yeah.
Offering so much to the community.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah.
Cool. So
we can do it. We'll do it. We'll get through it.
So next week we're going to be doing drinks, and we're working on the program now. So just email us if you have any special requests, but that should be a fun show.
We may have a celebrity bartender. If you know Gerard.
We're trying.
Hey, and before we go, Gerard, where do we find all these recipes? Like, you made that salad dressing behind our back, so I want to make it. Where's the recipe for
No, the dressing was published. We put it out there, didn't we?
You can find all the recipes have been published on Gerard's Facebook and Instagram page.
Come on, Gretchen.
Sorry, I'll keep
That's yesterday's news. We did that last night. Come on.
Wait, you've been drinking all day.
that's what I was gonna
Good question. We'll make sure we get out there. And we also shared it with our friends at Visit Santa Rosa and the Downtown Santa Rosa group, who've been really great in pulling us all together. So kudos to them.
Cadence has been fantastic. Thank you to Cadence.
And also Chris and Brad from Visit Santa Rosa and Tanya, you know, they're actually helping make this happen because they understand the value of community, and they're going the extra step to, you know, help bring programming and help bring the community together. So a big thanks to them too.
Yeah. Thanks to everybody.
Cool. And
big pats on all of our backs.
Exactly.
We're all good people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Yeah.
Really great to have you on, Sallie and Gwen. Thank you for your time.
Cheers.
Thanks for sharing your shop with us.
Oh, thank you.
Here you go. Take care.
Thanks, Howard. Thanks, Sherry.
Bye.
Bye.